I told you. Don't rely on me.
Okay, the formula is this. It's this is on your sheet. A equals P bracket 1 plus R over N
Wow.
to the power of Tn.
Whoa. That's not on my sheet.
It is.
Where do you see this on?
So if you go to your flow chart, simple, compound, you go to compound. Then it's lump sum versus regular payment, correct? You're looking for lump sum. So this is when someone invests a amount of money all at once.
Is this how it actually works?
Yeah.
What's the difference between those two?
One is looking for the amount, and the other is looking for the principal. It would be, now if you look at the very bottom of the page, it's got the breakdown of everything, right? So what does my P stand for? And what's a principal? What is a principal? It's the amount of money you invest, okay? What's the R stand for? Rate, and you have to divide the percent by what? By 100, correct? N is, here's the N part. The N is how many times it's compounded per year. What did we just write down? So you're looking for these key words. That's going to be your N number, okay? If you want to put on here, like N, that's your N number. So when I say quarterly, compounded quarterly, that N is going to be 4. If I say it's compounded monthly, your N value is going to be 12. Does that make sense? Pardon? No, just N. Just leave it as N. Now T, the key with T is it's time in years. Okay, so if I say 6 months, what's my T going to be? 0.5, right? It's time in years. So just make sure you keep that thing, because there'll be a sneaky person that will say, 36 months I'm going to invest.
Are you going to be that sneaky person?
You betcha. Or if you think about a car loan may be 60 months, right? So in order to figure out how much I'm going to pay on that car loan, I have to change it to years. So T is always in years. Make sure we understand that point. Ça va? Yeah. All right, so let's do, I don't like this question. Yeah, we should do this question. I still don't like it. Let's change it a little bit. Let's change this one to, I'm going to change this one to monthly. Let's do the first one first. We're going to invest $2,000. You can get your whiteboard out if you want to do it on your whiteboard. These practice questions. Well, let's do it on our whiteboard. That way I can check everyone's math.
What's happening right now?
Get your whiteboard out.
You know how much I don't like your grade 9? It is a really, really intense stage.
Me too, actually.
Pardon?
I'm a hate it.
Because you don't have math in the afternoon.
I have anger issues against them. I do. Like, where did it go? It's probably stolen. Where is it? Probably
Okay. So we're going to work with this equation here. Okay. The question is, suppose you have $2,000 to invest for, let's go longer. Let's go 12 years. There are different options we can invest at. The first one we're going to look at is We're going to invest 8% compounded quarterly. So what's my principal in this case? No, 2,000. What's my rate? My rate is 8%. So I divide it by 100 to get my number, which is 0.08. Quarterly, what's my N going to be? The number of times it's compounded per year. 4. Good. And what's my time in this case? 12. Pardon?
This is the 89. Is that percent? Oh,
Eight.
no, 9.
Okay. You good?
8%. I thought it was 89.
Yeah, no, 8%. We're going to find the final amount. We're going to find out how much our investment is worth 12 years from now. Okay, we're putting it in the bank. We're walking away, and we're coming back 12 years from now, and we're getting our money out. No, because we're investing it. Right?
That one or is that now?
Where?
In the back.
So let's fill it in here. So I'm going to write 2,000 bracket 1 plus 0.08 divided by 4 to the power of 4 bracket 12. Either one. You want me to fix it so it's 12 bracket 4?
Can they both be in brackets?
Yeah, that's fine. Some people like the order, it matters. Some people enjoy the chaos.
So we just put this in our calculator?
Well,
Should you divide it first?
Yeah.
here's the question. It matters how skilled you are with your calculator.
I'm skilled, man.
Okay? If you're skilled with your calculator, you can do it all at once. Now, how you do it is up to you. Sometimes I like to do my calculations from inside out instead of plugging in all at once. If you know how to plug it in all at once, you can do all at once. The one thing I would say is I would figure out what this answer is first. 12 times 4 is 48. So
Oh my god, I'm gonna win. Oh yeah.
I think Amelia already got it.
I won. You put all in there? Yeah.
No.
5174.
I got 5.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So let's take a look here. How I would do it, I like to work inside out. So I would do this part first. That's my number 1. Okay? Number 1, I would do that. Then I'd work my way out. I'd do the plus 1, then the power 48. So I would go like this. 0.08 divided by 4 equals. Then I do the second part, which is plus 1. Plus 1 equals. So now when I have the inside bracket here, right? Then I go to the power 48 equals. Oh, I just messed up. 0.08 divided by 4 plus 1 to the power of 48, then times 2,000. Not what I wanted. So how many people were able to get my answer? Don't. Yes. 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 No? Didn't try. Oh my gosh. You're good? Good? No? No? Good? Yeah, if you know how to type it all in your calculator, I could go 2,000 bracket 1 plus, and if I know how to use my fraction button in this case, I could go 0.08 over 4 Move that over, put a bracket, and then go to the power of 48.
Or to the power of 4 bracket 12.
Or 12 bracket 4, yeah. In all honesty, now, I will also give you this option. With a caveat. You guys know what a caveat is? No, that's a cavalier. Caveat means there's a catch. There's a catch.
I thought it's snail.
You could do every calculation that we do the whole time on a TVM solver. But your mark will be 65% at the end.
Escargot.
Understand? So if you want to get a 65%, which is perfectly fine, you can plug this in here as in my previous value is 2,000.
Why are you showing us this?
It may be
What?
my interest rate was 8%. What did we do it? We did it quarterly. Okay, I'm just saying this is part of the curriculum that you can do it using technology. Okay. The periods. Here it is. The periods would be the years times the how many times? So that's 48.
Shoot the fans off.
And then you just click on future value, and there's my answer.
I just say negative.
It says negative because I don't have that money right now. I have my 2,000 I invest, therefore it's future money, so it's negative 2,000. Or if you think about it, if I pay $2,000,
So why did ours not come out?
well, because you're kind of using, this is the logic within the software.
Oh.
If I pay $2,000, I put in $2,000, that'd be negative 2,000 into my pocket. In the future, I get 5,000 money back to me, which would be positive
So when
money.
we're doing this, half of it, should we put negative 2,000?
No, you're fine. Okay, but if you're comfortable with, yeah, I would love to get a 65 in this. Everything we do, you could go back to this TVM solver, you plug it in, you give me the answer. That's a 65%. Okay, so that I'm just showing that as an option. It's in the curriculum that this is part of something I should teach you. Because in the future, like when I went to buy a car, the guy's like, I could give you 60 months. I actually like got this website out, plugged in all my numbers, and figured out like how much I'd pay compared like how much interest. Okay? Yes, Jack. Pardon? How to do? No, we don't do taxes in this one.
Oh, that's great. You don't need that in one.
Okay?
But do you ever do like how to do taxes?
I think grade 12 you went. Grade 11. No, it's not. I don't know. I don't write the curriculum. Okay.
Because they don't put.
Okay. How much interest did you get in this investment?
8%.
Well, no. How much interest did you gain? Well, how much did you invest? Yeah. Good job, Sage. You do the 5,000. Minus how much you put in. Okay. Let's do the exact same investment, but this time instead of doing it, did I grab it? No. Instead of doing it quarterly, let's do it monthly. Okay? And let's see what happens. The more times we compound, do you think we're going to get a higher result or a lower result? The more times we compound. D says higher, so it must be higher. So its principal is 2,000. My rate is still 8%, 0.08. My N now is going to be 12. And my T is also going to be 12. Does this make sense, everyone?
Are we doing this now?
Yeah, plug this one in. P equals A. Oh, no, I got that wrong. A equals P. A equals P bracket 1 plus R over N times TF. Should I give everyone a little bit of time to try to write this down by yourself?
Yes.
Try to write down your formula. Plug everything in, and then I will catch up with you. Okay. Can I do mine now? I'm just going to write down the formula. 2000 bracket 1 plus 0.08 divided by 12 to the power of 12 times 12. The other way you could do this is you could just do it in stages, right? 144, 1 plus, oops, that's not a 1. 1 plus, what's 0.08 divided by 12?
Sounds like 0.006.
0.007. Yeah, but I can't get all the sixes.
Why'd you do 7?
I just rounded. Now, with that being said, like there may be a little bit of error in your answer, if that makes sense. Like if I round here, my number is going to be a little bit different from a person who didn't round. So I am going to have, there's going to be like a range of answers I would accept. I don't have the answer yet. Is that what you're asking for?
No, mine's calculated scientific.
Say that again?
My calculator's a scientific.
Okay. Do you know how to move scientific notation? What's it say right now? 6.66 times 10 to the negative what? Negative 3. So that means that decimal place moves this way 3 times. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I'm sorry, not the brackets, but
Like that.
fraction.
Okay. So let's see what we have here. What did I just do? Like the toughest part of this section is almost your calculator work. So who hasn't got an answer yet? Okay, how do you want me to type it in? Do you want me to do it by stages? Let's work all the way up. Let's go 0.08. Sage, you looking at me?
1 second. Yeah, I got error.
0.08 divided by 12. Okay. 0.08 divided by 12. Do it with me.
I thought it was 0.08.
Well, it's the same difference. Equals. Then plus 1 equals that. Your answer might look like that. To the power.
Is that just a little?
Yeah, the hat. 144 equals times 2,000. $5,206.
Oh, I can't wait.
Good. $5,206.78.
What if you did?
You might be a little bit different. Ooh, not that different.
I don't even understand.
No, you just forgot to divide it by. Let me see.
I don't even understand why.
Something happened. Now it should be 0.007 because you round that up, right? But 1.007, 006 to the power of 144 times 2,000. Yeah, just that one, if the rounding there was a big, if you would have rounded up, where am I? 1.007 to the power of 144 times 2,000, you would have got closer, right? So take a look. Which number is bigger between these two? Pardon? Did you? Oh, you did 0.07. Yeah, that's right. You never clear. Yeah. Yep, that's 100% right. You're fine. So you got that number, right? You got that number? This one, I kept my decimal place the whole time. When you do financial math like this, try to never clear your calculator as you do it. So when I go 0.08 divided by 12, I'm not going to clear my calculator. I could write down on my page 0.07 if I want, 0.007, but don't clear my calculator because I want all those decimal places in my calculation. Yes.
I did 1.007. I got 5,400.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I mean. If like it's rounding. You're doing 0.07, my calculator is going 0.006666666. Right? Just that little bit makes that much change. So try not to clear your calculator. That's why if you can get a good figure it out using your calculator. But I feel Brooke will have an answer for me. Oh, yes, Dom? You could. 0.08 divided by 12? I'll come take a look at it a little bit. Let me get this question on here, then we'll go from there. Okay, it can also work the other way, right? Let's say Brooke wants to buy a new vehicle. No, a vehicle.
Could you imagine?
So let's say we take out a loan for a vehicle, okay? And let's say you take out a loan. Now a loan, you can pay back in different ways. You can pay it back on a regular payment. But right now we're doing a loan where let's say I borrow money from Sage. Sage runs a shady money lending organization out of the back of her van. Okay? Okay, so I borrow. Let's go, I borrow $1,000 from Sage. She charges from Sage for how many years? For 5 years. She charges what percent interest? 7. Okay. She charges 7% interest. Okay, compounded what? Weekly. Okay. So I borrow $33,000 from Sage for 5 years, and she charges 7% compounded weekly. Okay. How much do I owe her at the end of 5 years? And how much interest did I pay? Math is not the answer. So I would do first is I would organize. Where'd my pen go?
Is it the same formula?
Same formula.
The how? Borrowing.
No, but it works the same way. As in, I'm making money at an interest rate. If you think about it in Sage's way, she's making money, right? But I'm paying her. Right? It's still the same formula, but it's money going the opposite way now. I'm going to owe her money. No, don't worry about that. Just put the negative in your head that you're going to pay. So what I would do here, write down my formula, then figure out what all my variables are. Same formula. 1 second. Okay. So let me get there. What's my principal? 3,000. Pardon? Yeah. What's my rate? 0.07. What's my N? What's it? Take a look at flip over your sheet to that chart that everyone hates because I messed it up 10 times. What's weekly say? 52. And my time this time is 5. So when you do compound interest, I get 7% per year, right? But what it does is it compounds at 52 times. So it's compounded 1/52nd of the 7% every week. So it adds up to 7% through the year by just little chunks a whole bunch of times. I'll let you guys figure this out. I'll let you guys write that out first. Are we done? No, you're not even writing stuff. Wish I kept my Christmas, you know, the tubes you get that you and your brother fight with? The tubes out of the wrapping paper.
Oh.
Yeah. I wish I kept one. That way every time you're not doing stuff, I can just smack you with it.
I did those to my dog and But, Mister?
Yes?
So, right now it's 1 plus blah blah blah. When is it going to be 1 negative blah blah blah? Is that going to happen when the money is, like,
No.
when there's interest because you have it going down?
There is one of the calculations, there is a negative.
Is it a 1 negative blah blah blah?
Yeah. Yeah. But that's later on. You can look in your chart. All those fun formulas.
Okay, Alyssa.
Yeah.
You done? Yeah. Ready?
No.
That's not what I got. 5 and no, bracket 52.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my god, we're fresh, man. Take that, Tina.
As long as you leave your seat and go to the washroom.
Emma, you want to join me? Yes.
I got 4,000.
Why don't you just separate your calculator all together? Yeah, you got a whole bunch of separate calculators. It's literally in Emily's budget. Emily, love, your jacket's on the ground.
So.
Where's Carl today? Your arm is. Tuck the arm in right beside you. Oh yeah, over there.
That's the right amount of numbers.
I just aired one on two. I saw one story. They have parts. Let me try the other. It's the super puff.
Okay, let me take a peek. I'll know the answer. I'm just making these questions up.
So when I type it in, like, there's so starting with the 5,000, I get error every time.
Let's see how you type it in.
I did. Yeah, for
Put it down here so I can watch.
Yeah. I like your.
Oh.
Pardon?
I like your coat.
Thank you. I like yours too. That's a nice color.
Yeah.
We went out
Bracket.
to the ordinary and we got not black.
1 plus. Press your fraction
Oh my
button.
god, you don't think you're asking you?
They were all.
Yeah, there is. Right. Right here.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. Go back. How do I go back?
I wish.
Okay, press 0.07.
Or I moved this room back.
Press this button.
My face is kind of pink if you want
Press 52. Close your bracket. To the power of. And what's the number?
5.
Yeah, you can go 5, bracket, 52, close your bracket, equals. That can't be right. What was the answer?
4, 2, 5, 6.
Okay, so that's not right. That's not right. Okay.
Did you get a calculator? I think it's actually yours, Metro.
Pardon?
The calculator, I think it's either yours or grade 9.
See, do you have the exact
Are you going to give Conus a grade 9? I turned it into mine. I got it from over the break.
204. And what's 5 times 52? 250, 260? 260?
I got 30.
Oh, that's, I have.
That number?
Is that
I didn't get that.
No, we didn't. We messed up major. We were like 100,000 off. Okay. How did we do getting this answer? Thumbs up? Well, as long as it's in the same region. Thousands a little too much. It depends. If you write me like your middle step, I would be able to understand how you got there. Okay. Okay. How much interest did I end up paying Sage in her sketchy bank account?
We got 4,000.
No. How much interest did she get?
Oh, 1,000.
How much interest did I pay? Yeah. So I take the amount I paid, right? 0.20, and I minus off what I borrowed. So I had to pay back the 3,000, but the cost of borrowing money was 1,256.2. That's how much you made on your money. Because you gave me 3,000. I gave you back the 3,000 plus 1,200 bucks. That is the total amount I need to pay back to Sage. Pardon? Well, that was, so I borrowed 3,000 from her, but she charged 7% interest on that money. For me to get the money from her, right? She charged me 7% interest compounded weekly. So if you think about it the other way around, like if I invest money, right? I get back that money because I invested it, right? So think about it like Sage invested in me and got back that money, but it's actually me paying out her. I need to pay her 4,000, yeah. For the loan I took that was 3,000. The costs of borrowing. The interest is the original, the final minus the original. This is the cost of borrowing the money. Yes, Jack.
Did you ever use the loan shark before?
In a way, yes. Because I once bought a computer on a store credit card. And if you don't pay it back in time, it's at 29%. Right? Okay, what's another example we could use here? Okay, so if I look at the questions here, I'm going to highlight the ones I'd like you to do. Okay? So calculate the amount you would end up with. You invested 5,000 at 4.6% compounded semi-annually for 10 years. That's a good question. Ooh, I like this one. Actually, we'll do this one right now. I like that. I didn't realize these are all Archie related. Like Moose.
Who's Archie?
Archie? Archie comics.
I used to have so many of the old ones.
I've never read. Don't they sell for like a lot of money? Just it's cold when everybody starts putting their jackets on, right?
I know.
Like that's where Riverdale came from.
You know, it's also like COVID free.
I had so many of the old ones.
Hey, I have pumping fresh air in this room. It should be
I feel
thankful.
like we're in an interrogation room. You know they make those rooms cold so that people speak faster? It's a good room.
Maybe I should warm it up for you then.
Yeah. My dad would say the same.
Okay,
The first 5 minutes.
let's do this one here. This one's tricky. Well, first of all, let's do this first. Write down on your page 2489. Write it down somewhere, or take a picture of this. Those are the questions I want you to do for homework tonight.
Oh, absolutely not.
2, 4, 8, and 9.
Absolutely not.
Oh, you want to do 2 through 9 then?
No.
There is no number 1.
Yeah, let's
Let's
do
just do number 2 and call it a day. Why didn't we start at
What are the questions?
Because I got rid of 2. I got rid of 1.
How many is it now?
2, 4, 8, 9. Let's do number 3 together. Pardon? Week 8, Tuesday. Sorry, did I write Tuesday or Wednesday in my homework? Am I messed up? I wrote down Tuesday by accident. It should have been Wednesday. I'm all messed up because we missed a day. Okay, so here we go. Go to the washroom now, Brooke. That way you don't have the crunch at break.
Let's go.
Suppose Betty forgot to pay her credit card bill of $1,550. If the rate is 19.5% compounded daily, how much would Betty have to pay to settle the bill if she paid 2 weeks after the date? Two, 4, 8, 9. Okay, so what's our principal in this case? Who's got our principal for question 2 here? What's our principal? 1,550. What's our rate? $0.195. What's our N? It's compounded daily. How many days in the year? 365. Now this is where time is 2 weeks. Now you remember how I like time in the case of per year? What is the fraction? How do I get from 2 weeks to how much of a year? We make it well, what would you do if I said 6 months out of the year? It'd be 6 divided by 12, correct? 6 months, 12 months in a year. So how many weeks in a year? 2 divided by 52. What's that give me for an answer? 2 divided by 52 equals 0.38 approximately. 0.038. That's the only tricky part of this question, is that T would be that. Does that make sense? So let's see if we can do that question. Sorry about that. Lacking. Oops. Why do I keep writing P? Hey.
That's always my favorite.
You get it.
Oops. Amelia, try to keep your 365 times 0.03. Try to keep the numbers in your calculator as best as possible and not round them.
Well, this is my presentation, so I tried doing it and it wouldn't work.
Say that again?
For the class presentation, I tried doing that.
Yeah.
But I got error.
Okay. I'll work it through with you. It's just a number, right?
I got it close enough.
Okay. My jaw is so sore. The mask.
I got it close enough.
It is, but I think it's sore from yesterday.
Wait, why does it hurt again? Like one of the masks did.
Well, the other ones are hard on the outside.
Oh, so is it talking against it?
Yeah, they have like a hard frame. And like in the afternoon, one kid was like, "You have a mark on your face." Because my bulbous head just. Sam.
Who?
Feeling.
So weird. Do you eat in the shower?
No, I know.
What did you just say? Did you just say what I thought you said?
She eats in the shower. Apparently.
Like, okay, liquids or solids?
Wait, why?
Wait.
One time.
Fruit may be the only thing you can eat in the shower.
One time I saw orange peels.
Like a sandwich. A sandwich is a no. I'm a little bit thrown here for a second.
I know. It's not that weird.
Like, do you like bring food in the shower? Or are you just eating it and then like, oh, I need to go shower?
No, I think showers way too long.
Like, wait, you took a bath or you showered?
Okay, one second. We need to go over what you're eating.
How long are you showering?
Enough. She needs to refuel.
Mine are like 20 minutes already. It's not that weird. It's really weird.
Okay, here's my follow-up question then.
Normal.
Who else in your family? So I ask the people who are at home right now.
Yeah.
Okay, did anyone get an answer here?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
156.1. Okay, wait. 1,561.53. I don't know if that's right.
It sounds right.
It probably isn't that bad. You're like nice and relaxed in the shower with the warm water. Just like eating oranges in the shower. So oranges.
Oranges would be passable.
As long as you keep the cereal dry.
It also pushes it. Delicious. That's for sure.
Oh my god, those are so good. Costco came out of my tank.
I know.
No.
Oh, that was 2 cases in my mom's bag.
Yeah, I ran out of Oh my god, we have a break in 5 minutes. Guys, stop it. It's good. It's really not. You guys are all sitting scared to try it, and then you'll be like, oh my god.
Yeah. Okay. How many people were able? This would be honestly like the hardest question I could ask you with compound interest. Yeah. Close enough. So if you look at it, like if you look at it, we can't go through this anymore. I'm too short.
Wait, what are you doing? Sit in the bathroom floor?
Okay.
Everyone's done that one.
So if you look at it in logic, if you miss your payment by 2 weeks, you now owe $11 more on your credit card. It's not good either. That's pretty quick.
You must just use it every time.
Oh, in 2 weeks.
2 weeks only. So you got that? Here's your questions for tonight.
Do we have time to do them, or are you going to move on to something else now? No,
We're
we have
gonna
a
do.
break now.
We're gonna have a break, but then we're gonna have our culminating time. No, because you won't have enough time because you need lunchtime too.
What's this called?
Compound interest. There was a group of individuals that came back and ate yesterday, so we can have time to eat in class.
I got my nails done yesterday.
Very nice.
For Valentine's Day.
Oh, nice. How do we feel about this how do we feel about this concept out of 5?
My stepdad and I say, what about that? Grass is like ice
Oh.
water.